Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Lemon Talks here, and today we're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and being put on indefinite hiatus. Now, we've always have seen like some, sometimes like some mangas like they put them on indefinite hiatus because of health complications. We've always have seen these, right? Like with Berserk, Hunter x Hunter, and now with Jujutsu Kaisen. And now it's very interesting to see what the future is, because I think the Shonen Jump the way the Shonen Jump always has done this is the fact that they always have to do week by week, or else you're kind of like out of the picture, and that's what makes it so tough for manga creators. I mean, like One Piece creators, like he's on a completely different level. Because he's been doing it for the past 15 to 20 years. Putting out a chapter every week. But again, it's like I want to see the end of One Piece. I want to see the end of One Piece, My Academia, Black Clover, Fire Force. I want to see the end of these, but I don't want them to feel like they need to be rushed. That's not what I want. I don't want them to be rushed, because again, if you rush something, you're gonna ruin the quality. Kind of like how Attack on Titan was, how I would say it, ruined to a sense, because you kind of see how bad it is. See how bad sometimes like an ending can ruin a show because it just felt kind of rushed, right? That's how it kind of was. I think a lot of people don't want that from certain manga creators, and manga creators, because again, we want these mangas to be good. There's no questions about that. We want the mangas to be good because we understand the quality of them, the quality of mangas. We understand the quality that we know how long it takes. And how quickly they're like 1 week, you gotta push it out. It's like, oh man, it's like it takes a lot out of you, and there's a reason why. Anyway, we're gonna read this article by Comic Book. Jujutsu Kaisen may be one of the biggest manga being published these days, but that doesn't mean it's invulnerable to changes. As you can imagine, creator Gege Akutami has been under a bit of stress bringing his supernatural series to life. We understand, like, when the anime came out, the sales went through the roof. It's a crazy successful manga. It's like he must be thinking like, oh crap, I'm doing way too good. I need to take, because again, it's so hard for people to take a break from the work because they're so dedicated to it. But you do need to take a break. That's always the important thing. It's like, hey, listen, take a week break. Like Hirokoshi does this all the time though. Like when My Hero Academia, he takes like a week break sometimes, so that way I'm going to do this for health reasons, so that way I'm not overworking myself. Because that's the issue with a lot of manga creators. It's like they don't take a break sometimes. In fact, they had to keep on working for that week, and then it held complications because sometimes you're just sitting there drawing, and then something could happen with your body, like, hey, listen, you shouldn't be sitting down for this long. You need to be moving. It's like, okay, I need to start moving, and then health complications arise. And now the report has confirmed that Jujutsu Kaisen is going on an indefinite hiatus as address a few health issues. The information came to light early this morning when sites like WSJ Manga hit up on Twitter with the news. It was their fans on Akutami. It's taking an indefinite break from his hit series, so Weekly Shonen Jump will be resting Yuji Itadora until further notice. Jujutsu Kaisen will be taking an indefinite hiatus after this week's Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 28 due to these health conditions. I think it was another thing too, is a lot of people have been looking at maybe the last chapter that it was a little bit of backlash because it just looked rushed. Maybe that might be the reason why. It's because maybe it's I want to get on there. I want to take a break. I need to take a break. It's but I don't want to put something out that I think would be bad. But he's I need to take a break. I'm taking a break after number 28. Issue number 28, and then I'm taking a break, and then I'll come back in a month or two. According to the manga note, it should take about a month, but nothing is exactly specified. According to the report, Jujutsu Kaisen will go on hiatus officially in Weekly Shonen Jump number 28. In the note penned by Akutami, the artist said he believes his hiatus will last a month, but that is not set in stone. It could be longer or shorter hiatus depending on how Akutami feels. For those unfamiliar with Akutami, the artist was born, February 1992. The artist began dabbling in work at a young age, as he went on to draw inspirations from hit series like Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, and even Neon Genesis Evangelion. Akutami went on to publish his prequel to Jujutsu Kaisen in 2017 before his fully serialized story went live in 2018. This means Akutami has been working darkly for 4 years straight. Exactly. That's the reason I don't want to do that. Is I'm saying a lot of this is like a lot of times they work for like 4 or 5 years straight without stopping, and then you're like, oh crap, man, my health is looking bad. Like that's kind of why Hunter x Hunter, in my opinion, the creator should have just taken a break. But I think he was kind of kept on going to push the story out. But it's like maybe you should take a break. And now it's been like a year or so since the last Hunter x Hunter chapter came out. It makes sense because you just don't want to overwork yourself. You just don't. So you cannot blame the man for needing a break. And with his health in question, fans want a little more for Akutami to get rest he needs. Because you remember, the creator of Berserk, he unfortunately passed away at the age of 54, and it was because of health complications. And Berserk went on hiatus for a while. And the reason why? Health complications. That's the reason why. And I think that a lot of people want, Jujutsu Kaisen to take that break. To say like, hey, listen, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. To be so like my health, I want to make sure my health is good. And then I'll make out some bangers. That's the reason why we want to work on this. Again, this came out a couple hours after that. On the article, team confirmed indefinite hiatus in a new statement. Was confirming a hiatus on the way, and the break will decide upon Akutami's health began to deteriorate. Due to the poor physical condition of Akutami and Gege, Jujutsu Kaisen will be absent for some time from the next issue onward. Akutami wanted to continue writing, but after several discussions with the editorial department, it has been decided that it is better for Akutami to take a break for a certain period of time. We determined it was the best decision for the mangaka to recover their physical condition, the group wrote. The second statement came from Akutami himself as he apologized to fans for the break. However, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen knew his health was prominent and he needs to tend it before doing anything else. Because that is what Juju would want for him. I've been asked by the editorial department to take a break from the series, but I don't want to slow down the weekly serialization of Jujutsu Kaisen since I'd like to draw the end of the series as soon as possible and just put a hold on my answer. So that's what they always want us to do. It's like, I want to keep on writing until the end. I don't want to stop writing until I officially end my series. But even he knew, he said himself like, okay, I need to take a break. My health is just not looking good right now. And I think it's important that always, no matter how much you want your story to end, like no matter how fast you want your story to end, take a break. That's important for everyone. Just remember, take a break every once in a while, because you don't always need to be sure to rush everything, because that's not how life is always going to be. Like, you just don't want to keep on continue to work. You're like, oh man, my health is looking so bad, I need to take a break, and it's probably always too late, because your health so deteriorated so far that like I can't stop to a point. However, I'm not just able to recover my schedule compared to other mangaka when they're taking a single break. If nothing is done about this, the same thing will be repeated over and over again. So I decided to accept the proposal from the editorial department. Even if I say I'm sick, it's not any serious illness. My mental health is completely fine, so do not worry about it. I'm really sorry I have to keep you waiting. Once I come back, I'll do my best with the serialization. Clearly, Akutami is upset about the break, but Jujutsu Kaisen fans are happy to accommodate his needs. After all, the manga can wait if need be, but Akutami cannot when his health is on the line. Like, we don't want the same thing to happen with, unfortunately, the creator of Berserk, who unfortunately passed before the ending of Berserk. We don't want the same thing to happen to, Akutami. We don't want the same thing to happen, and we don't want the same thing to happen to him because you want to push out your series so far. Like, you want to push out your series. We understand you want to push out your series to get to the end. That's what every manga wants. They want this series to be put to the end. But if your health comes into play, you cannot say, oh, I'm gonna push past this, because again, that could be your last words. I'm gonna get to the end, and then you never do, and like people will be like, man, this sucks. And that's why the system that is in play for manga is so rough for manga creators, because they have to be pushed out every single week, and then it just comes more and more like, I need to take a break. It happens for every mangaka, and I think every mangaka creator should take a break every once in a while, because it's important to do that. take a break, and then you work. People always gonna come back to your series. It's not like people are gonna leave because you took like a month break, I'm not reading again. No, people will come back because it's Jujutsu Kaisen, it's Black Clover, it's My Academia, it's Fire Force, it's Eden Zero. It's the same thing. They will come back and read your stories. And again, this manga publication system sparks backlash amidst creative concerns. Now, this was on May 24th, so this was a while ago. But when it comes to manga, the industry is always moving forward, and that evolution provides lots of competition at any given time. There are thousands of manga series and webcomics coming on, but only so many can be published. Of those series, even fewer are able to hit the top-selling list. But fans are starting to push back on the Shonen Jump model of serialization after the community lost a beloved talent, which is Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk. The conversation was put forward when news broke that Kentaro Miura has passed away at the age of 54. This was shocking as the creator of Berserk was not only young, but a force of nature in the art world. His series made a huge impact on the fantasy genre worldwide, but Berserk has been quiet as of late, given a slew of hiatuses, which we all know why. It's because of health complications, and that's the reason why I think some people are worried about like a lot of manga creators, like the creator of Hunter x Hunter, because he's been on a different hiatus for over a year now, and people are worried like we may never see it, but if we never see it, I'm still glad that he pushed out this series that was so well beloved. That's what you gotta realize. It's like even if he does not complete the series, I say like, man, the series was really good. Even though we got to see the end, I'm really happy with the fact that we got to see, we even got to even read Hunter x Hunter or even some of these other series. All the breaks did spawn some memes of Berserk never finishing, but those memes have now been pushed to the trash. I figure like when people make those memes now, they might be a little bit more like, maybe I should make those memes about certain series like Berserk or like Hunter x Hunter. They're not probably gonna push this because the meme of Hunter x Hunter is hiatus x hiatus. So it's interesting. The dialogue going on with fans has to do with protecting manga creators who feel worked to death. And the Shonen Jump system is partly to blame. When you look at the top best-selling manga in the world, you will find that series like One Piece and Naruto top the list. All the most iconic manga you think of overseas and mostly Japan are shonen, and they come from Shueisha. In fact, most were published on a weekly schedule under Shonen Jump, and fans like Jelani Akin are pointing out why the pressure put on publication artists is so damaging. The Shonen Jump system is a prime example of what's wrong in creative industries, and especially manga. No one should be burning themselves out and sacrificing their health because I could be dropped at any moment if I'm not popular. A fan shown on Twitter. I think that's kind of why a lot of people feel like the Shonen Jump series couldn't work. Like it works because like you put out weekly, right? But it's like I could be dropped any moment if I take like a week break. Like if I don't put something out, I'll be push you. I'll put off to the side. You go to a different mangaka now. You go to a different series, a different publication now because you didn't put out a series. Like I gotta keep working. That's kind of what makes it feel like worrying that a lot of times like these people work themselves to death because they want to continue to make this series well, make the series good, and it sucks because a lot of people shouldn't work themselves to death. Don't work yourself to death because you feel like you need to end the series. Work smart, not harder. That's what you always say. Work smart, not harder. You can push out a series. You can make like 4 or 5 chapters like in like a day if you really want to, but you don't want to do that because again, health complications, right? As you can imagine, fans were quick to echo the sentiment in the wake of Miura's death. Hiatus was lucky enough to take hiatus when needed, but his early career no doubt brought needed stress upon his health. The same idea can be said for Yushiharu Togatsu, the author of Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. The author has not published a new chapter in well over a year. For any other artist, this could mean cancellation, but Togatsu's reputation has kept his work in print as he focused on his health. The allowances given to Togatsu are wonderful, and they should be a bare minimum for every artist moving forward. The so-called Shonen Jump model is overly competitive, and its consequences are nearly almost taken out on a creator's health. And while publishers might be focused on the bottom dollar, fans want to remind the industry that nothing is more valuable than the team's health. And us as readers, we want to see the ending of every manga that's been put out. Well, it's not every manga, but you get my point. We want to see the ending of a manga that will be popular. But we are saying that we realize the fact that, like, listen, health complications happen. We understand that you want to put your series out, but take your time. Listen, the series can wait. We understand you want to push it out, but the series can wait, and we are waiting for you to return to do your series. We'll wait for you. And a lot of people are like, hey, listen, we understand you want to put your series out, but listen, do not work yourself too hard. And people put that for every artist, because we understand that, like, hey, listen, we understand how hard you guys work. It's crazy because a lot of people they complain about, like, oh, the art's bad in this scene or bad this scene, but, like, we understand how hard they work to push these stuff out. Like, it's hard work to do that every week. Yeah, it's insane. It really is. But I want to talk about manga legend, Wumaki Takashi, with us insane working schedule. Now, this kind of worried me when I saw this, because after reading Takashi Miura and Jujutsu Kaisen, author's been Indefinite Hiatus, I looked at her schedule like, ooh, hold on, wait a minute. This puts a little bit of a red flag, in my opinion, on all of it, because again, before noon, do the inking for 7 or 8 pages of character artwork, eat lunch, read, eat dinner, and then start drawing, and then 9 p.m. so you start drawing, and 9 a.m. temporarily stop working, and then you go to bed. So she works from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. She works for 12 hours straight. That's how insane the schedule is. Like, again, I know some people might say, like, oh, well, I mean, like, again, but that worries me because of just how much you work. How much you work can be a huge inclination of that. And the fact is, I think that she has to be, she might look at that news like, okay, I probably shouldn't be doing exactly this. I understand that you want to get your work done, but at the same time, be sure to always take a break. I mean, she does take a break too. But because before noon, she does her inkling, and then she eats lunch, eat dinner, do housework. But she always does housework in between that. She doesn't say she just doesn't ever stop. That could be worrying, in my opinion, for someone who likes her series. And then at 9 a.m. she suddenly starts working, and then she goes to bed. Noon, she eats lunch, does her housework. 4 p.m. start drawing. 7 p.m. take a break, and 8 p.m. immediately start drawing again. And then at 9 a.m. finish working. So pretty much she works from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. and then she starts at 4 p.m. she starts drawing again. At 7 p.m. takes a break, and at 8 p.m. she starts drawing again, and then finishes work at 8 a.m. That's pretty much what her work schedule is. It's like, hold up, wait a minute, you probably should do more than say, like, again, more breaks are important than like saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work immediately from like 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. You're pretty much working for 12-13 hours straight. Again, she might take breaks in between them, but again, you do want to make sure that you are taking breaks. It's important to take breaks. I think it's the fact that she probably take more of a break than just this. Listen, this is a hard work schedule, and I think saying like, damn, she works way a lot harder than me and a lot of other people. But yes. But yeah, I mean, it's always important to take a break, and in fact, I think she probably will, after seeing a couple of the news articles, about like, I probably take more of a break than just what I'm doing between drawing. But in lighter news, apparently My Academia demand continues to rise domestically amid season 5. So My Academia has been high as of late with this season, with its 5th season, as it's starting to show. While the manga continues to trend each week on Twitter, the show itself is moving along just fine domestically. It turns out the demand for season 5 is high, and it's only growing stateside. The latest update on manga on Image Day went live thanks to Parrot analysis over on Twitter. It was there that the research company revealed which shows are the most demanded domestically, and My Academia hit high on the list, which is kind of crazy that SpongeBob is still number 1 as it is, because right now it's in that exceptional kind of range, which is insane. The fact that like, oh My Academia is huge over here in the United States and in the West, but it's just. I mean, My Academia has always been really popular, but it's crazy about like how popular it is. It's only just behind SpongeBob. That's how crazy it is. Saturday Night Live, Game of Thrones, Lucifer, Friends, Attack on Titan, Stranger Things, Sesame Street, and The Flash. See, Attack on Titan is like way down here, But again, like, it's Attack on Titan. It's really like more up here. According to the update, My Academia came in second place with an exceptional rating of 55. It was beaten out only out by SpongeBob SquarePants, as the kids show landed a solid 73.9. Third place went to Saturday Night Live with a respectable 53.6. My Academia was not the only anime in the list to be shown. Be sure, Attack on Titan is clinging to a spot here, even though its fourth season went on hiatus a while back. The iconic series landed in 7th place. During the heyday of season 4, Attack on Titan ranked much higher, but has been replaced by My Academia. Clearly, season 5 is doing well with fans, and its demand is only growing. This is also impressive given how recently My Academia launched its comeback. The season only just finished its first arc, and it was slower only to be fair. Again, it was the student training arc. Like, no one's like, I mean, like, over here in Japan, it's like, it's been doing crazy well. Moving in the West, it's like, it was a little slow, but then people's like, hey, listen, the last 2 episodes have been like, holy shit. Like, it's like My Academia. Whoo, man, it's fun, and it is fun. It's fun to be My Hero Academia fan. It just is. The joint training arc did deliver a big update about One for All, but its niche story did leave some fans wanting. But even so, it hasn't stopped audience stateside from binging the anime like there is no tomorrow. Well, as you guys today about updates about the anime world, the manga world. Tell me, what you guys think about Jujutsu Kaisen being put on hiatus? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you concerned for the creator's health? And tell me, do you think maybe every manga creator should probably take like a week break, or like a 1 or 2 week break? I'd say every like 2 or 3 months or so. Well, that's all we got today. As always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down to the channel below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.